Thank you all for coming. It really means a lot to have you here today as we discuss my latest project, Reflections of a Changing World. This project has been, well, let's just say, a long time in the making. As an artist, I've always aimed to create work that engages people on a deeper level, to spark thought, and maybe even to evoke some emotional response. The exhibition is a multimedia experience that combines visual art, digital installations, and interactive media to explore themes of social change, personal identity, and the human experience. Through my work, I want to invite people to reflect on their own lives and the world around them. Yes, let me say that again. Apologies. I'm advised there was an issue with the volume. I was saying that my goal is to invite people to reflect on their own lives and the world around them. My exhibition focuses on how societal shifts, both big and small, influence us on a personal and collective level. It's a conversation between the viewer and the artwork.
What initially inspired you to create this exhibition?
Great question. Honestly, the inspiration came from living through some of the most turbulent times in recent history. From political movements to technological disruptions and even the global pandemic, these events changed the way we see the world and ourselves. It's a time of great uncertainty, but also of potential. I wanted to capture that balance, the fragility and the strength we've seen in people. Another big influence for me was listening to people talk about their own experiences with change and displacement. I wanted to reflect those stories in the work as well. Thank you for letting me know. I'll make sure to speak up. What I was saying is that the stories of real people, especially those feeling left behind by change, are central to this exhibition. I wanted the exhibition to feel like a mirror. People see themselves in it, in the moments of struggle and hope.
Your work often touches on themes of identity and self-expression. Can you talk about how that's incorporated into this project?
Absolutely. Identity is such a complex and evolving concept. In Reflections of a Changing World, I wanted to explore how identity is shaped by external forces, society, culture, even technology. We're constantly redefining who we are, and sometimes that's influenced by forces beyond our control. In one of the interactive pieces, visitors are actually asked to input personal details about their lives, which then become part of the art. It's about creating that connection between the personal and the collective.
You mentioned interactive installations. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. So, one of the key pieces in the exhibition is a digital installation where visitors' movements and decisions directly influence the outcome of the artwork. For example, there's a section where you can paint on a digital canvas, but the tools and colors you're given change depending on how you interact with the space. It's about agency and how our choices shape the world around us. There's also a piece that responds to biometric data, so it reacts to your heartbeat or even the way you breathe. It's very immersive, and I think it forces the viewer to think about their own body and mind in a new way.
Do you think art like this can influence social change, or is it more about personal reflection?
That's a tough one. I think art can do both. It can definitely spark social change by making people think about things they might not otherwise consider, but it can also serve as a form of personal reflection. People come to art for different reasons, some to escape, some to confront their realities. If this exhibition can make even a small group of people think differently or talk about issues they wouldn't normally discuss, I'd say that's a success.
Do you have any plans to take this exhibition to other cities or countries?
I would love to. We're actually in talks with several galleries in Europe and Asia, but nothing's confirmed yet. Ideally, I'd like this exhibition to travel because these themes are universal. No matter where you live, we all face questions of identity and change, especially in today's rapidly evolving world. One of the goals is to take the work to communities that may not always have access to these kinds of exhibitions. I want this exhibition to reach diverse audiences. Art shouldn't be something only available to a select few, it should be for everyone.
How do you feel the public has responded to your previous works, and do you expect a similar reception this time?
Public reception has always been interesting to me. My work has been described as both challenging and accessible, which I take as a compliment. I think the beauty of art is that it can be interpreted in so many ways. With this exhibition, I'm hoping people will engage with it on a personal level. Whether they love it or hate it, as long as it sparks some kind of reflection, I'll be happy. One last question, what advice would you give to aspiring artists who are trying to find their voice in such a fast-paced world? That's a great question. My advice would be to stay true to your vision but also be open to growth. The world is changing fast, and so are the ways we create and consume art. Don't be afraid to experiment, but don't lose sight of what drives you, either. Art is about communication, and the more authentic you are, the more your work will resonate with others. Well, I think we've covered a lot today. Thank you all so much for being here. The exhibition opens next week, and I really hope you can all come experience it for yourselves. I'll be around if you have any more questions, and I appreciate your time.